and welcome to Let's Replay. I'm Ellie Gibson and I'm joined today by Eurogamer's Oli Welsh.
Hi Ellie.
Hello, what are we playing today?
We're playing Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction.
Ooh, you've been practicing that voice all morning, haven't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's my evil voice.
Is it? I thought it was more Madge from Neighbours, but there we are. Thanks for giving it a go. So why have you picked this game, Ollie?
Well, we're just about to see the release of the expansion pack for Diablo 3, Reaper of Souls, which is the expansion pack that everyone who's was a bit disappointed with the original game is hoping will make it a lot better.
Don't fear the Reaper of Souls, is that what we're saying?
Lord of Destruction is the expansion pack for Diablo 2 that did pretty much the same thing for that game. Although it didn't have the backlash that Diablo 3 did, people have, I think, maybe forgotten now that the game did improve massively over the course of its life, and particularly with the release of this expansion pack.
So this was 2000 this came out?
2000 was the original release, and then the expansion pack came out a couple of years later.
Yeah. So would you say this is kind of a classic of the Blizzard oeuvre?
Well, definitely.
I don't even really know what oeuvre means, but
people love Diablo. It's a classic in that people love it and it's sold really well, and deservedly so. But it is not a classic Blizzard game in the sense that it's quite unusual for them. Let me just top up some mana here so I can take this rather hard guy down.
Isn't it pronounced mana? Didn't we once have a big argument about that?
We did.
I maintain it's mana.
Some time.
Mana. Have you got enough mana?
Come on, just die already. There we go. Just through sheer force of clicking.
Yeah, sorry, what were you saying?
So it's not a typical Blizzard game because it was actually made by a different studio. There was a studio that they bought and called Blizzard North that made the first Diablo and this game. And as you can see, it has a very different style to what we associate with Blizzard. It's very dark and grimy, and it's got that sort of 2000s bitmappy look, as opposed to the typical Blizzard look, which is quite colourful and quite cartoony. It's
quite colourful. I like the snooker balls at the bottom. That gives it a nice, jolly, almost like a Chaz and Dave snooker loopy feel, I feel. It's good fun.
Nuts are we.
You said that with such conviction. So what's going on here? What's happening now?
I'm just wandering around, basically exploring the completely randomised landscape, looking for a dungeon or what have I found? A tome.
Rejuvenated blood of 100 virgins was buried alive.
This is quite like, this game does have a very, very dark feel, and it's got that sort of really angsty sort of heavy metal goth thing going on.
Yeah, this is definitely very emo. What's happening now? And
it's actually a little bit nasty in places, which people liked, and a lot of people reacted badly to Diablo 3. Slightly more, although it's still sort of horror influence, it's got a slightly more colourful tone to it. But for me, it's a good thing because I don't necessarily like looking at lots of corpses of mutilated women. So,
well, I mean, not during work hours.
Okay, well, the Black Marsh beyond the dark wood. Sorry, I forgot my evil voice on Black Marsh.
They're never called like the Beige Marsh, are they? Or the Jolly Wood. Let's go for an adventure in the Jolly Wood. Off we go. Yeah, no. So yeah, it's got that heavy metal sort of thing going on, hasn't it? Really, which I guess was was big in 2000.
It does remind me of my. It's funny for me to think this was 2000 because for me this game has a real kind of 1987. I'm listening to Anthrax kind of feel to it. But I guess that's just my own personal associations with listening to angsty, dark music when I was a teen, and I'm sure there were plenty of people listening to, I don't know what, Marilyn Manson when this came out.
Yeah, I can totally see you being into metal.
I was.
Totally get that. Yeah, well, you've got all that rage, that deep-seated rage inside you.
That Swiss rage that we were talking about last time.
Yeah,
just
I wasn't into
repressed.
It, but I was. I did have like a couple of boyfriends when I was at sixth form who were into it. One had like, do you remember when they used to Tipex the name of the bands on the leather jackets? Did you ever do that?
Yeah, not personally, but yeah.
One of my boyfriends had Nin. And then I split up with him and I went out with Korn with a K. But the Nin guy was a bit cooler because he had lace-up leather trousers. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
Yeah, pretty hot.
I bet that was sexy when it came to bedroom time.
Oh, yeah. I asked him how he cleaned them once and he said he scraped them. So that was,
lovely.
Again, very, very erotic. Very, very sensual relationship. So anyway, enough about my teenage sex life. I think. So yeah. So you were kind of a latecomer to this game.
Yeah, so I am one of those Johnny-come-lately Blizzard fans who really...
Better than a Billy No Mates.
really only got into the game where... It got into their games when World of Warcraft came out, and I played WoW at launch, and soon was like, yay, well, I've played a little bit of Warcraft, the RTS, before, but let me check out what else Blizzard have done. And as much as I admire their strategy games, I'm not a huge strategy gamer, so obviously Diablo with all of its smashing and levelling up and just beating up loads of monsters was more my speed. So yeah, I did give this a fairly good go when I was using it as methadone to try and recover from World of Warcraft when I was in one of my downtime periods.
I remember those days. I had a World of Warcraft addiction, but I think I got out at about level 30 or something, I think, before it really completely ruined my life and all my relationships. But yeah, happy days.
To Underground Passage, level 1. Let's give it a go. Sounds like a nice randomised dungeon, which is the core of the Diablo experience. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of Diablo 2 hardcore fans won't really get on with what I have to say about this, because I am personally of the opinion that Diablo 3 is a much better game.
Oh, controversial!
Especially in its latest incarnation now.
Ooh, sound the controversy horn! Carry on.
So I do really enjoy this, but what you have to understand is Diablo really established the action RPG template, which is a really deep, flexible role-playing system married to really mindless, button-mashy, clicky combat. You can hear my mouse just furiously clicking away, and I'm only really using 2 skills to get through it. And with
one finger, most of it.
Yeah. So it's quite basic, and you can spend a lot of time like obsessing over your character builds.
Get the mana potions.
When you It's mana, Ellie, not mana.
You've got very bad manners. You know that?
Oh,
look.
I hate getting slow effects.
A bit cold.
I'm gonna
put a jumper on.
I'm just gonna run away. So yeah, it lets you like attribute all of your getting absolutely killed. Let's have another potion, and let's see if there's somebody easier to take on somewhere else. It lets you allocate all of your stats manually, and it gives you a lot of flexibility in how you build your character, but it's also possible to break your character. Like, if you don't do your stats according to what all of the hardcore players have figured out is the best way of doing it, you could end up, once you get to nightmare level, with a character that was basically unplayable.
There's a nightmare level?
Yeah.
Spellcasting? Oh, let's go there now. Is Pickle in it? I hate Pickle. Sorry, what are you on about?
I'm dying. Oh. So, well, this is one of the ways in which Diablo is quite a lot more hardcore, as I've now returned to town with none of my equipment, which is quite a major pain in the ass, actually. But let's just run out here and try and find myself.
Here we go.
So, yeah, it lets you...
The Bloodmoor. Again, not a place I'd want to spend a holiday. You know, not... and you're likely to find a centre park in the middle of the Bloodmoor, aren't you?
In the Bloodmoor, no. Not too many tourist facilities.
Oui, le syndicat d'initiative. Did you know that? I did French for you because you're European. Did you know what it meant? Definitely not.
Yeah, as well as letting you... it's quite fun just... I've dropped all of my equipment where I died, but these low-level enemies, I could just punch them in the face, which is quite nice. Yeah, as well as letting you equip all your stat points yourself and thereby break your character, you can also... you have these very old-school... where are they? Skill trees that were very, very influential in terms of RPG design, in terms of the way people design skill trees in RPGs. Which people really enjoyed using, and then Diablo 3 basically stripped out. But for me, Diablo 3 is just a more fun game to play moment to moment. The combat is less mindless, and you can get a bit more.
So what you're saying is basically
you can get a bit more out of it.
You're saying games weren't better in the old days, which for this series
yeah,
is quite a new It's quite a new angle. I'm not sure I like it, to be honest. I feel a bit uncomfortable. What do you think is the lasting legacy of this game when you look at the genre today?
Oh, I mean, it's definitely the skill trees and also just establishing that perfect balance of action RPGs, of moorishness and of leveling up your character and improving your character through loot as well as through leveling up, which is what the Diablo series really nailed. And I think, although the
Fallen shaman there, as you would say.
Although the loot is the way Diablo handles loot and is very, very randomised and is very unique to the Diablo games, it has had a massive influence on the whole RPG genre, I think, and including the massively multiplayer RPG genre, have really been massively influenced by this game.
So do you think it still stands up today?
It's definitely really playable. Obviously, it helps if you're not so trained to play Diablo 3 that you've forgotten just how quickly you can die in it. But, so yeah, I mean, I think you can definitely enjoy it. But there are, like, even if you hate Diablo 3, there are other games around like Torchlight 2 and Path of Exile, which is a game that's very much trying to replicate the Diablo 2 style, gameplay and visual style, which are probably a little bit more modern and a bit more playable in the modern age, and have, you know, everything you expect in terms of like synthesis between online and offline play. But it's still really enjoyable, and it does have a different flavour to Diablo 3. It's even more frantic and even more kind of mindless. But and also if you really enjoy like clicking the plus point lots on the stats on your character, then that's something that this game will do.
So let's speculate a bit. What do you think the future is for the Diablo series now?
What's going to be really interesting is that neither of the Diablo 1 or Diablo 2 got more than a single expansion pack. There's a lot riding on Reaper of Souls for Diablo 3, because obviously, although the game was hugely successful, it sold 10 million copies. It was not hugely loved by the Diablo community, and they're working really hard to try and win those guys back with the new expansion. But I think if it is successful, I think they'll try and run Diablo 3 for even longer than they did Diablo 2, and I think they will do more than one expansion pack for it, provided Reaper of Souls is a success.
What do you think it will be? Do you think they'll pull it off?
Yeah, no, I think like all the signs are that the community is going to love it, and certainly for me, hey, I've got my stuff back and I'm cold again and I'm going to die again, yay!
Well, that seems like a pretty good place to end it to me. To be fair, you haven't done very well, because you have been putting the hours in trying to get better at Crash Team Racing, haven't you? So,
yeah, I will have my revenge in my evil voice.
Yeah, no you won't, and that's not an evil voice. Alright, thanks very much for playing. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. This is an evil voice. Do you know what I'm doing now? Harold! Bouncer!
See? It's like that. It's not difficult.